Okay, so on your warm up for today, you have two scenarios. You have the first family, they're single and they have one child. The second family, they're married and have three children. Find the net monthly income. Now, if you remember on your on in your sorry, in your packet for the notes, you have this right here. Okay? So you're going to take the annual salary, you're going to divide it by 12, and that gets your monthly gross income. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take 130,230. I'm going to divide that by 12. 130,230, and I'm going to divide that by 12. And I'm going to get 1,085. Nope, try that again. Did I put this? No, I think I put the number in wrong. 130,230 divided by 12. Nope, I didn't. 2.50. Okay, you get $10,000 a month. Okay, gross. That's not. Okay, so then the next thing I do is I'm going to multiply it by my tax bracket in decimals. Okay, so I'm a single person and I make $130,000. Okay, so single person income over this right here. So that means that's 24%. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to multiply that by 24%. When I do that, I get this $2,640.60. Now, if we look at this, it then tells us that we need to subtract the numbers. So we're going to subtract those numbers. So I'm going to take, 52.50 and subtract 2,604.60. So 10,000 by 2.5 minus 2,604.6. And I'm going to get 8,247.90. Okay, that's how much money you make in 1 month. Okay, so then we have married for the next one. So married, I need to add these two together. So 73150, and I add it to 45,890. And I get 119040. Okay, and I'm going to multiply that, divide that by 12. And I get 992. Divide that by 12. There we go. Okay, now this number right here, we need to look at our taxes. So 119. So I come up here, I look at 119 as a joint. So that's right here because this is 190. So that is 22%. So we're going to do 22%. So we're going to take this, we're going to multiply that by 22% times 0.22, and I get, okay, so then I take this number, I subtract $2,182.40, and I get $7,737.60. Okay, Now, my budget for housing. Okay, so when we looked at this right here, housing is 30%. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here and I need to get 30%. So we're going to take 8247.90 times it by 30%. So 8247.90, multiply it by 30%, and that's going to be $2,474.37. Over here, I'm going to take my $7,737.60 and multiply that by 30%. 7737.60 times 30%. That's going to get me 2321.28. Okay, now what is my budget for the car? So if I'm looking at a car, that's 15%. So I take the same amount of money, 8247 times, or 0.90 times 15%, 0.9 times 0.15, 1237.19, because I needed to round up. And on this one, nope, that's not what I wanted. 7737.60 times 0.15, and I get 60.64. Okay, housing. So rent. So we're looking at rent. So rent, that's 30%. We just did that, right? Sorry about that. If your rent was $2,185, what would you need to pay for the first month of rent? So, okay, we're going to use this 40%. So we take the monthly cost and multiply it by 40%, and we add those two numbers together. So 2185 times 40%, 874, and I add that to the 2185. I don't know why I have two lines for this one. That would come out to $3,059. Oh, is it within your budget? This question should have been up here. So now the rent would be yes. The security deposit, it would be over. If I'm looking, so that would be the same thing for both of these. Okay, I hope that helped.